Instagram did a big oopsie, and I mean a very big oopsie. So they rolled out a new feature where you could post images from your gallery on the comment section. Now, I don't know whose idea was this. I don't even know how this came about. It's like they just went into their conference room and said, hey, what's something else that we could add to the Instagram? Oh, I got an idea. Let's have them have the ability to post images from their gallery. That surely won't backfire, right? Now, I thought GIFs were bad. Like a lot of people were getting really creative with the GIFs. Like there's this GIF, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm laughing at this. But it's of my boy Kirkland. And I don't know if YouTube is gonna get mad at me for saying this, but I'm just being real and honest with you guys. Like that meme of Iron Man looking at Captain America from Avengers Endgame. Tony is looking at Captain like, my boy, you just gave that great speech. And people from Instagram have no remorse. They done deep faked my boy Kirkland as the face of Tony Stark. And like the whole Kirkification of memes is another topic in itself. But right now, we're just mainly going to talk about this IG update. So like I was saying, I thought the GIFs were already kind of bad. Like you see a lot of people put GIFs about the craziest things. And honestly, I think it's a really cool thing that we could communicate through GIFs because not only are the reels funny, but now the comment section is funny in itself. But lo and behold, I don't know exactly when this update came about, but like I was saying earlier, Instagram gave us the ability. Yes, it gave us the free will to post whatever image we want. But obviously, I feel like there are some restrictions, but I do not know, so don't quote me on this. But now you could post your own images on the comment section. Like, come on, Instagram. You have to have known how Instagram users are. We're relentless. We don't take nothing serious. We do whatever we want on this platform. If you don't give us a limit, we'll do anything, and I mean anything on this platform. Right now, I'm talking about this topic, but on my own time, I'm gonna try to collect some very, very interesting images that I could find on my IG comment section. Now, I'm not gonna post some really crazy ones, but I'm gonna try to find some of the interesting ones just to show you guys what we're talking about. Now, like I said, I don't know whose idea was this. Like, Instagram, are you nuts? Are you crazy? Have you no idea what you have just unleashed on the internet or on Instagram? Now, I was on a comment section and I was browsing, and oh my goodness, the images I saw are baffling. They're like, I want to rip out the eyes out of my sockets. Like, I just want to pull them out. I cannot believe, like, do people really have these images on their camera roll? Or do they specifically find them just to post them on the IG comments? I'm gonna just be right up front with you guys. It's pretty much just genitalia everywhere. Like, it could be the most brain rot image, and then just imagine just slapping a weenus on it, and yeah, that's pretty much the images you're gonna encounter in the comment section. Like, people are crazy. People are disgusting. People have no filter. This is why I wonder why Instagram would do such a thing. And you might be wondering, Tony, chill out. Like, it's not that deep, bro. Like, relax, take a chill pill, please. I mean, I just hope it has its space where it's, I guess, where it belongs. I don't want to see it in every comment section, because imagine you're just looking up a recipe on IG Reels and you're like, oh, I want to make this recipe, and then you go into the comment section and all of a sudden it's Sharknado with a weenus, or it's Pikachu smoking a vape. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see that, please. Oh my gosh, Instagram, why would you do this? The only thing now that's missing is that Instagram is going to roll out a feature where we could FaceTime everyone on the comment section at the same time. Can you imagine the craziness that would cause? The whole world can explode. And I feel like there has to be some regulation for this, right? Like, you cannot just post whatever you want, right? Surely you would get banned or something. Or surely the CIA is going to show up in your front door, right? Right? Am I not wrong? You cannot just post anything without some repercussions. We'll see how long this feature lasts. Now it's only a matter of time to see when they're going to take this feature off. Is it here to stay, or is it going to be gone in like 2 weeks? This is why we cannot have nice things, because then we have this generation which is so cooked. But yeah, recently I got a nice comment, which I'm going to show right here. And I really do appreciate the nice comments. If you want your comment to also come out in my video, you need to be subscribed, because I could see my subscribers' comments and I'm only just gonna pick a few of them. And if you enjoyed this video, then I'm sure YouTube is gonna recommend another video that it knows that you're gonna like as well. So go ahead and click on it and I'll see you there.
I graduated high school
10 years ago, 2016. And it's crazy to think that 10 years has already passed by. So for all of you guys that are just graduating high school, just know that the next 10 years, your life is going to change. 10 years ago when I graduated high school, I never thought that my life would be this way 10 years later. But now here I am, working at 9 to 5, married, having my first son already turned 7 months. It's crazy how much can change. And in this video, I just want to walk down memory lane. And if you feel like you need some company, well, just sit down, play this in the background, and just listen to me yap for the next 10 to 12 minutes. So when I graduated high school, I was 18 years old. I had everything set. I had the college that I was going to. I had the next couple of months during summer vacation to really think about what I'm gonna do with my life. And after 4 hard years of high school, I was finally done. Now it was time for the real world, as they would say. I remember all the teachers saying, oh, well, after high school, that's when the real world starts. That's when real life actually starts. And you need to be ready and you need to be prepared. And then came the first year of college. Oh boy, where do I even start? So I went to UCLA. Can I even say I went to UCLA? Because, oh my gosh, I dropped out the second trimester. Oh my goodness. I was so happy to be going to UCLA because, first of all, my sister went there and she graduated. And now it was my turn. But as I was waking up at 6 a.m. to get to my first class at 8 a.m., yes, the traffic was really heavy. It was a 2-hour drive all the way to West Hollywood where UCLA is. As I kept going to these classes, I slowly started to feel that I did not want to be there. I told myself, what am I doing here? I don't want to be here. I dread it. I really hated going to those lectures, to those study halls. I hated going to those group activities where we had to pair up with other people and work on the assignments. I did not want to be there, but I did it for the first 3 months because I guess for University of California, they go by trimesters. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I went for the first 3 months. And do you guys think I aced my classes? No, I did not. I pretty much failed because I was not putting in any work, any effort at all. I was pretty much just going, sitting down, and then coming back home. And then I would come back home and I would not even do any assignments. It was crazy because I don't even remember coming home and checking my emails and checking my books or doing nothing. So overall, I was pretty much just driving over there, wasting gas, wasting my time, and then coming back home and playing video games or going out with my friends. That was pretty much all I was doing. And when the second trimester came and I had my next 3 classes, I was completely done. I remember there was this one time I was at a lecture hall and I was just looking at a video. I was browsing on YouTube with my earphones on, sitting in the back row of the class. And I remember, oh my gosh, I remember this memory so vividly. I think the person that I was watching on YouTube started to scream that the noise from my Bluetooth headphones was actually audible to the person next to me. And the person next to me just looked at me like, bro, are you seriously over here just wasting your time? At that moment, I kind of realized, what am I doing here? Am I just going to sit here wasting my time, or am I actually going to do something about it? And I was scared to talk to my family because my mom and my sister, they were all about the traditional path of going to college, getting a career, working for 40 years and then retiring. So I was scared to tell them, but I knew that I had to do it because I just hated every single moment, every single second that I was there at the university. So one day I just came home and I was like, you know what, mom, sister, I don't want to go back to school. I want to take a break. I'm failing my classes. And when I told them, they were devastated. They were really devastated. They told me, no, there's no other way. Like, you need to go to college. But in me, I really felt this want, this need, or this feeling that I do not want to go back there. Sending me there is like torture. And it took a while for them to come to the realization that I really did not want to go there. And my dad was really understanding. He was pretty much like, okay, if you don't want to go, it's fine. Take a break. You know, if you don't feel like you need to go to school or college, don't do that. Go and look for something else that could be your career or that could gain you money. And kid you not, guys, as soon as I stopped going to college, I just felt like this pressure was alleviated from my chest. I felt like I was free. I felt like I had no more worries, and it felt good. If I'm being honest, it felt really good. Now, I took some time off because I was like, you know what? A lot of people take gap years. A lot of people take 1 or 2 years of break from school, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use this time to focus on myself. And in that time, I was really losing weight. I was getting into this new lifestyle of being fit and healthy. I started going to the gym. I started losing weight, and I really started to change the way I live my life. And I had my fun. Obviously I had my fun. I was going out with my friends. We were going out to Denny's at 1 o'clock in the morning. We were going out to see movies. We were going to miniature golf. Life was good. Well, yeah, I was young. I was 17, 18, 19. I was young. And then it slowly started to hit. I was like, dang, okay, I had my fun. Now I need a job. I don't just want to be here rotting, or I don't want to be here just in my bed or in my couch watching YouTube, going out with my friends every single time. I need a job. And I remember I was applying to different jobs, but no one really got me. And then lo and behold, there was a coffee shop near my house. And this coffee shop, I know a lot of you LA locals know this shop. It's called Tierra Mia Coffee. And I remember I applied, and then one Saturday I was at my church. We were having like this event, and I just get a phone call, and it was the manager at that time at Tierra Mia that called me, and she was like, hey, like, we saw your application. Can you come in for an interview? And at that moment, I was just so excited. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I could do an interview. And for this interview, I kid you not, I went all dressed up. I know that culture is probably dead. A lot of people don't even dress up for an interview. But I remember I wore my button up, my slacks, my dress shoes. I even took a really nice watch that I had at the time. And everyone there was so amazed. They were like, oh, like, hey, like, you look nice. And yeah, my interview went well. I ended up getting the job. And that is how I got my first job at Tierra Mia. And in this job, I learned a lot of skills that I still use to this day. Like back then, before the job, I wasn't really a social person. I was pretty much timid. I had stage fright every time I had to present. I didn't really know how to talk to people. But working at a coffee shop, you were forced to talk to your coworkers. You were forced to talk to customers. And that is where I really developed my social skills, my communication skills. And I also learned how to adapt to different situations. I learned how to multitask. I learned how to work under pressure. And I was there for a cool 2 years. I made a lot of good friends, even though right now I don't talk to them, but I have a lot of them on social media. And that is when I finally started earning my own cash. I started saving up. I started buying the things that I want because, you know, I was getting a paycheck. And by the time I was done at that company, I was 21, 22. And ever since then, ever since I quit that job, it's been an adventure. It's been a journey to find out what was the next big thing. And I was going job after job, trying to figure out where am I going to stay? What am I going to do? Until one day I said enough is enough. And I told myself, I want to be my own boss. I want to be a YouTuber, because they get the privilege of waking up every single day and doing the things that they love to do and getting paid for it. And I'm not just talking about $200, $300. No, they're getting brand deals of over $50,000. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. That is what I want to do. And one of the mistakes that I did was that I quit my job, and then I told myself, okay, I'm gonna just focus on YouTube 100% of my time. I thought it was gonna be easy. I thought it was gonna be a walk in the park, but no, it wasn't, because my videos weren't getting views, and now I was stuck without a job. And I did that for a while until finally I said again, enough is enough. And I went and I applied to the company that I'm working at now, and I've been doing YouTube and working at the same time ever since then. And now I'm going on my 5th year on this company. I've learned a lot of things. I've experimented with a lot of things. I've met a lot of new people. I've lost a couple friends. My life has changed dramatically. From getting married to having my first son, from growing as a person, a lot has changed from the last 10 years. And I hope you guys are seeing how much you can change over the next 10 years. Because just how I graduated high school 10 years ago, and now 10 years later, this is a position that I'm in. Hopefully it gives you an insight of how much your life can change. And now I'm doing YouTube. And honestly, sometimes I am scared. I'm scared that if I made the right decision of dropping out of college, I'm scared that what if this YouTube thing doesn't work out? This is my plan A, and I don't have a plan B. My plan B, I guess, is just to continue working at a job or going into a trade that will ultimately pay me $30 an hour, but I want this YouTube thing to work out. And it's scary because no one knows if it's going to work out. All I know is that I'm a trust in God, put everything in the palm of his hands, let him direct my paths. And if you enjoyed this video, then YouTube is going to recommend another video that I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy as well. And I'll see you guys there, and God bless. I just got my first subscriber on this new channel, and I am so happy. It's crazy to think that I could be so happy for getting my first subscriber. Usually people celebrate their 10,000 subscriber, their 100,000 subscriber, but I am here celebrating my very first subscriber. And on my YouTube analytics, I cannot see the user that subscribed. And if you're that subscriber that subscribed to my channel, let me know in the comments. And I wanted to make this video to show you guys that I'm really grateful. Even though it's just one person that subscribed to my channel, seeing that number go up from 0 really brought a smile to my face. Kind of like my YouTube profile picture. You guys see that big old smile? Yeah, that is me right now. And sometimes in life, it's the small things that really make you happy. Now, honestly, I feel like I'm celebrating too soon because I don't know how my videos are gonna do. But recently, one of my videos jumped to 22 views, which in my opinion, that's really good. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, Tony, 22 views, that is nothing. Have you seen Mr. Beast's video? That got 40 million views in under a day. Well, here's the newsflash. I am not Mr. Beast, nor do I want to be like him. I'm just happy to be in my own lane creating content that I like to do. And if you're thinking about being a creator on YouTube, let this be your sign to just start. Stop overthinking it. Stop being nervous about pressing record. And just do it. It's never gonna happen if you don't do it. It's never gonna happen if you're always just hesitating. Or maybe you're planning it and you're over here overthinking it. You're probably thinking to yourself, man, my video needs to be perfect. This needs to happen. I need to have the right equipment. My video needs to be edited perfectly. Let me help you alleviate some pressure from your chest. Your first couple of videos do not need to be perfect. As a matter of fact, it should be when you're experimenting with a lot of things. Don't be afraid to jump to different topics. You first gotta see what's working and what's not working. And it'll be really funny if this video alone got me 10 subscribers, because then that means I'm gonna have to make a 10 subscriber special. I feel like it'll be really cool if I make a series where I celebrate every big milestone. So this 1 subscriber special, and then I'm gonna make a 10 subscriber special, a 100 subscriber special, a 1,000 subscriber special, a 10,000 subscriber special, until I reach 100,000 subscribers special. Oh my goodness. And then imagine I hit 1 million subscribers. Oh my gosh, I cannot even fathom the excitement that I'm gonna have when that day comes. But if I'm being very honest, I'm still trying to work on improving my voice. And no, I'm not talking about my physical voice. I'm talking about my voice on YouTube. Like, what is my message? What is my goal? What do I want to share with you guys? Because a lot of people do videos just like this one. And there's videos upon videos doing commentary over gameplay. And I sometimes tell myself, well, how am I going to stand out? Am I just going to be another fish in the pond? Or do I want to be one of the bigger fishes? There needs to be something that I do that is going to want to make people come to my channel. And that is what I'm trying to work on. Because yeah, you guys are hearing my voice and you guys think I'm very coherent. You guys are listening to me talk and you guys are like, man, he does not mess up. But if you guys were to see my whole process in recording a YouTube video, you're gonna see that I do a lot of pauses. I mess up a lot of my sentences. I stutter a lot, but it's a very good thing that we have video editing software where we could just cut those things out. And it makes it seem like we're professionals, but in reality, we are not. A lot of people have this misconception that all the YouTubers are professionals. And maybe there are some professionals, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, we are all just regular people. We struggle just like everyone else. We have bad habits or we have good habits. We have our own pet peeves. We have our likes, our dislikes. What I'm trying to say is that we're all people, and that's obvious, right? But a lot of people put these YouTubers in a high pedestal. They think we have everything figured out. They think that we're the pros and experts in this space, but in reality, we're not. So yeah, I might just have 1 subscriber, but that does not mean I suck. And honestly, for me, this is a really big milestone. I kid you not. If you guys could see my face right now, I have a big old smile. And I'm just here for the journey, guys. I'm here to just enjoy this whole process. Like, I know it seems crazy, but I cannot wait to make all these mistakes, because the more mistakes we make as YouTubers, the more we learn, the more we get to develop our style, the more we develop our voice, the more we develop our craft in making YouTube videos. And take inspiration, guys. Don't be afraid to take inspiration. Usually what I like to do is look at other YouTubers that are doing the same type of content as this one. I look at the topics that they're talking about. I see if their topics are personal or if they're generic topics, and I try to apply it to my life. Like, okay, They're talking about this. I've gone through similar experiences. How can I go about telling the same story in a different way? So don't be afraid to take inspiration. Let it motivate you. Let your competition allow you to grow. That's the good thing about having competition, that it forces you to be creative and it forces you to be better than the other person. And I'm just right here looking at my computer and I'm seeing that subscriber number say number 1. And honestly, I just cannot explain how happy I am. Like, it's just one subscriber, but imagine changing the life of one person. Imagine making one person happy. Imagine if that person was going through something rough and you made them smile. That's what it's all about, making an impact on people. I know we tend to compare ourselves with all the other popular YouTubers and we see that they have 1 million subscribers, but we're over here stuck at 20 subscribers. Can you imagine 20 people listening to your topic, listening to your voice? That is almost close to a classroom. Imagine a classroom of people just right there sitting down, focused on what you have to say. Honestly, that is amazing. And I think to myself a lot of the times that I need to make more sacrifices when it comes to making videos. Right now it's 9:39 p.m. I have to be at work tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning. So usually I would already try to be sleeping, but instead I'm right here recording a video. I told myself that I need to make these sacrifices if I want to make it. Like, for example, there's this YouTuber called Wildcat and he is part of the Vanos gaming crew. And in a podcast, he said that there will be days where he will spend 30 to 40 hours awake because he would go to school and then he'll have homework and then he'll have assignments and then he'll still have to come home and edit the videos. And then he'll stay up all night editing his videos and then go to work the next morning. So if he could do those sacrifices, so can I. And then I remember also Anthony Padilla from Smosh. He said one time in a video that he'll be editing his videos all night and that his mom or something will tell him like, hey, you need to be sleeping. But he had a dream. He had a goal. He was determined to edit those videos. So if they could do it, so can I. And they ended up being some of the biggest YouTubers on this platform. So this video is not only to motivate you guys, but it's also going to motivate me to continue going. And every time I rewatch this video, I want to keep being motivated. And if you felt motivated, then I would consider you guys subscribing and liking and commenting on this video. And YouTube is also going to recommend a video that you're going to like as well. So click on it and I'll see you guys there. Oh boy, are we in for a topic today. So let's talk about LARP tubers. And I wasn't even planning on making a video like this one, but you know what? Let's just do it. So recently on my TikTok, I've been seeing that there's a lot of LARP tubers coming out of nowhere. Like, I think the most famous one is called LARPiplier, which is pretty much someone LARPing to be like Markiplier. And that's the first one I got exposed to. And if I'm being honest, he does a really good job. He's like, hello everybody, my name is, I don't know if he says Markiplier or LARPiplier. I don't know. I guess the whole premise of this is, I mean, obviously it's to LARP. And for all of you guys that live under a rock, LARPing is pretty much an acronym for live action role playing. It's basically just stealing the identity of someone and doing exactly what they do, probably to a T. And it did not stop there. I kept going on my TikTok and I discovered that there is a whole community to LARPing. Like, what the heck are we doing now as YouTubers? Is it that easy now? So you're telling me this guy that is role playing as Markiplier can easily be making over 100 grand. And like I was saying, it did not stop there. There's a LARP YouTuber for every YouTuber that you could think of. PewDiePie, Vanos Gaming, Technoblade, Jacksepticeye. Honestly, whoever is going to take the LARPing for Mr. Beast, good luck to you. You're going to need a couple $1 million in your bank account. I wonder if there's ever going to be a LARPer for my channel. What am I talking about? I'm only at 4 subscribers. Now, I think this concept is so interesting. And honestly, I feel like it has to do with one simple thing. Because from what I'm seeing, a lot of these LARPers are taking videos that are pretty much nostalgic and in the YouTube Hall of Fame. For example, I saw a video of the LARP tuber that was trying to imitate Vanos Gaming. And I guess it was when Vanos was barely starting to do gameplay videos, so they have this nostalgic feeling. Now that I'm thinking about it, I saw some LARP tubers LARPing for Smosh, and it was just 2 random dudes just doing like food battle. So you see what I'm saying? They're taking nostalgic videos and that's how they're blowing up. You don't see any of the modern YouTubers being LARPed over. All we need now is someone LARPing for Dashi. Dashi XP. He's hilarious. Is this even acceptable on YouTube? I think it probably is, but it's kind of weird because it's like you're copying but at the same time, you're providing your own content. And what baffles me, going back to the revenue, is that imagine you're just over here, your whole identity is copying a YouTuber, and then you end up making millions of dollars. Isn't that just crazy? Imagine if I just started LARPing over PewDiePie and I started making 500 grand a month. Isn't that crazy? I wonder when this is going to stop, or if it's going to be a trend that's just going to continue to grow. At some point, I feel like it's going to have to stop, right? I'm not crazy, because there could only be like one main LARPer per YouTuber. Or I don't know if YouTube is going to do something about it, but honestly, I think it's pretty funny. Like I'm saying, when I was on my TikTok and I saw that, I was just so amazed. I was like, oh my gosh, is this Markiplier? This just comes to show you that any idea could become popular, and any idea could also be a trend. Like, who knows? Like, who knows what the next trend is going to be? And another crazy thing that I'm right now just thinking about, there's actually a community for these LARP tubers. Like, there's people that are being fans of LARP tubers when they're imitating another YouTuber. So how does that work? Are they fans of the original YouTuber? And like, oh my gosh, and I don't even know why I'm talking about this. Like, I'm literally at my job right now. Like, for you guys that don't know, I'm a delivery driver and I drive to different stores to deliver products. And right now I'm waiting for a store to show up. It's currently 6:41 and I think they show up until 7:30. So I'm just getting my daily cardio and walking laps in the parking lot. And I told myself, you know what? I should just record a video right now. This is why a lot of you guys need to take advantage of your time. But honestly, if someone were to be a LARPer of myself, I would be flattered. I think Markiplier even ended up commenting on the Larpiplyer's video. And honestly, that's a compliment, because if you have someone trying to imitate you or directly try to copy you, I think that is actually a compliment. I know there's a lot of people out there that probably get offended and they go as far as to emailing YouTube and saying, hey, this guy is stealing my content, this and that. Or, hey, they're trying to copy me, they're trying to take my identity. Like, kind of when copy striking was popular back then, or people were like, oh, you stole my idea, you stole this, that. And yeah, I don't even know why this was a topic for discussion. Let me know your guys' opinions down in the comments below. And YouTube is going to do something really cool. It's going to recommend a video that it thinks you're going to like. So go ahead and click on that video and I'll see you guys there. So recently I made a LARP tuber situation video, which honestly I still believe should be taken care of. Or I don't even know if it's a joke at this point, but I just think that situation is so funny. So to give you guys a little recap, I pretty much just talk about the LARP tuber situation where people are LARPing as YouTubers, which is crazy. People are making thousands of dollars every single day just for LARPing over their favorite YouTuber. Now come to think of it, I should have been doing that. I should have LARPed over PewDiePie. He's my favorite creator of all time. And no, this is not turning into a PewDiePie simping video. No. But the main reason why I wanted to make this video is because somebody did the impossible. Somebody did something so crazy that honestly, I'm just flattered. So in the video about me talking about LARP tubers, I pretty much said it'll be crazy if someone LARPed over my channel, which I said it was going to be impossible, or that it would never happen because I am such a small channel with only 7 subscribers. And oh my goodness, whoever did this is an absolute Chad. I just imagine the person that did what I'm about to tell you guys has a jawline so sharp it probably cuts metal. So right now I'm working. I'm at my job and I got a comment out of nowhere on my LARP tuber video. And when I saw the person that commented, I was just so astonished. Someone LARPed my channel. Bro, I only have 7 subscribers. Why are they LARPing me? Obviously, I get the joke. Someone just LARPed my channel because I said that no one would do it, but someone did it. And oh my goodness. So my profile picture, as you guys can see, it's a smiley face with the regular colors, right? The yellow. And if you go to my channel page, you see that my banner is yellow. Every like equals 1 Chick-fil-A meal. And if you go to the channel of this person, it's purple, which I guess, I don't know why they chose that color, or maybe because it's a complementary color to yellow. It makes total sense now that I'm realizing. But yeah, my YouTube handle is It's Tony G, because I mean, Tony is my name. And this guy is called It's LARPG, which, oh my gosh, they just changed Tony to LARP. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Which is pretty much the premise of this whole LARPing situation. And honestly, I just can't believe someone actually did that to my channel. Now, like I said, I am truly flattered. I never thought this day would come. But honestly, like I said, I am completely flattered. This just comes to show you that the internet is a crazy place. You never know what could happen in 2 days, or even in 1 second, or in 10 seconds. I could get canceled for all I know, which is kind of impossible because I am uncancelable. The internet, man. The internet. You can't make these things up. These are stories that, oh my gosh, I never thought I would be able to tell to you guys. But the internet always seems to surprise me every single day. Like, one of these videos that I'm making could honestly pop off overnight, get sucked into the algorithm, get recommended to a lot of people, and then all of a sudden my life is going to change, because that's pretty much how YouTube works. One of your videos go viral and all of a sudden now you have a fan base. And no, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I mean, obviously I want it to happen, but who knows how long that's going to take. But when it does happen, I want to be ready. I want to be prepared. I want to have a bunch of videos set up for all my new viewers. So if you're watching this while I'm under 10 subscribers, I would say invest in my channel before it blows up. Because just recently I found out that one of the channels that does commentary videos ended up being AI. So there's this video on YouTube that I found, and I think the guy's name is Squishy, if I'm not wrong, or if I am wrong, please correct me. But he made a video about this YouTube channel that pretty much does commentary over Minecraft videos. And if I'm being honest, those types of videos are what inspired me to create this channel. And now hearing about this situation that Squishy talked about, he pretty much exposed a YouTube channel that is doing these Minecraft commentary videos, but they are AI. The voice is AI generated. That is crazy. And the even crazier part is that I couldn't even tell that the voice was AI. And hearing it, you can't even tell that it is AI slop. I forgot the name of the channel, but pretty much it is someone just talking about different life topics. And I kid you not, one of the videos could be 5 hours long. And you kind of have to put two and two together. How is someone just gonna talk for 5 hours long? Do you realize how much mental fortitude you have to be able to pull that off? Like, sometimes I make these videos and I talk for like 15 minutes and I end up editing the video and it only goes down to like 7 or 8 minutes of footage. But this guy, the one that's doing AI slop, is talking for over 5 hours. That is honestly the first red flag. But let's look at the bigger picture. The fact that someone is doing these commentary videos over Minecraft with AI voiceover, and the guy Squishy called out this channel, and his video now is sitting over 100,000 views. Just over a week ago, I think that video was not even popular, but all of a sudden now in the algorithm, it started to get recommended to a lot of people. And that's pretty much what I was talking about, right guys? Your video could get recommended in the algorithm, and all of a sudden now you're sitting in front of a large audience. And that's pretty much what could happen to your channel. That's what could happen to my channel. And honestly, I'm just so excited. But yeah, like, what do you guys think about this whole LARPing situation? Do you guys think it's something cool, or is it something corny? Because if I'm being honest, I would not tune in to watch any of these LARP tubers. I'll probably watch one video because, I want to see if they could actually LARP the YouTuber. But then after I make my rating, I just feel like I wouldn't tune back into their videos. Like that person LARPing over Markiplier, I'll probably watch one video to see how he does. But then after that, I wouldn't continue watching him. So let me know if it's something that you guys think it's cool or if it's corny. Let's start a discussion in the comments. And while I have you guys here, I'm gonna be doing something cool. And in order for you guys to participate, you guys need to subscribe. I'm gonna be able to see the comments of only my subscribers. So if you want your comment to be featured in the beginning of my next video, you need to subscribe and comment. Comment something cool. Comment a positive quote, or comment the next topic that you think I should talk about. And with all that being said, YouTube is gonna recommend a video that it knows you will like. So go ahead and click on it, and I'll see you guys there.
It hurts to get your heart broken. It really does. And I speak this because that has happened to me a total of 3 times. Now, I don't know if that just makes me the biggest simp in the world. Well, not as big as Mordecai, right? Where are my regular show viewers? But I've gotten my heart broken multiple times, and I just wanted to talk about it. Because in this YouTube channel, I want to get deep down and personal with you guys, so that you guys could avoid my mistakes and take my tips into consideration so that this won't happen to you. So let me talk about my first breakup. And oh my goodness, this is going to be a walk down memory lane. My first breakup happened around 2017, 2018. I don't know. I forgot. But it was with my very first girlfriend. And throughout my whole life, I never had a girlfriend until that point. I think I was around 18, 19 years old. And the way I saw it, my perspective, I thought this was the one. I thought this was the only one I'm going to get. Because growing up, I was always like this chubby, quiet kid. And I thought to myself that I could not amount to anything. I thought I was never going to get a girlfriend. And when the opportunity came and I actually got one, I told myself, okay, Anthony, do not mess this up. This is your only chance. But yeah, we dated for a while. You know, we had a couple dates. And honestly, for it being the first girlfriend, you know, I felt happy. I thought this was it. I thought this was the rest of my life. But slowly our plans just didn't align. She had other viewpoints. I had my viewpoints. And I remember the first time she broke up with me. And yes, there's multiple times that she broke up with me. It's crazy, right? The first time she broke up with me, I remember I stayed outside in my car. It was like 9 p.m. in the night. And I was just right there texting her. And she broke up with me over a text. And I remember I was right there begging her. I was like, no, please, I'll change. I'll do this and that. Oh my gosh. Looking back at it, I was like, bro, Anthony, pull up your pants, man. Yeah, ultimately it led to her breaking up with me and I was devastated. And I kid you not, I was heartbroken, obviously, right? I remember I was just so sad. I cried a couple times. And like I was saying, I thought that was it. I thought she was the one. And now since she broke up with me, I thought I blew it. I thought I was never going to get another girlfriend. And yeah, I guess you could say I fell into a state of sadness. I don't want to say depression because I didn't have depression. I was just sad, obviously, because it was a heartbreak. And yeah, months went by. And the crazy thing is that I saw her every single week because we both attended a place that we were going to. And then one day out of nowhere, I got a random text that said, hey, Tony, how are you doing? This and that. And I was completely baffled. I was like, what? I was like, why is she texting me? And we slowly started talking. She ended up saying that she misses me. And me, oh my goodness. I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Let's go. Yeah, I'll take you back. Because she said it and she was like, oh yeah, I want to get another chance, you know, this and that. And yeah, I took her back. So yeah, the second time around, you know, we were like doing the same thing. We were dating and we were going out. And I totally forgot the reason for this second breakup, but the second breakup happened. But during that time, I was more like, okay, you know what? Like it happened. It's not the first time. But yeah, I was kind of like, I was sad again because I was like, bro, I was like, girl, like I want this to work out, you know, but she ended up always just giving up. And yeah, after that second breakup, I was like, you know what? Like enough is enough. I was like, girl, like you're not going to be playing with my heart. And I kid you not, guys, after that, I locked in. I started going to the gym. You know how I told you guys I was chubby my whole life? Well, I locked in hard. I lost weight. I started to look better. And kid you not, I started to feel better. And we all get to the gym for different reasons, right? We want to get better for our health. And in my case, since I was heartbroken, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to get in shape and I'm going to look good. And that's ultimately what I did. I got leaner and honestly, that made me look a lot better. Better that I even started to attract other girls. And I don't say this to flex, but it's just the truth. And then out of nowhere, she decides to text me again. And she was like, Tony, I miss you. Like, can you take me back, please? And at that point, I feel like I had already grown more mature. I went through a phase of self-development that I actually told her no. I was like, you know what? You played with my heart many times. And no, that's the last straw. I'm not going to take you back. And that was the end of my first relationship. So one thing that I would have to tell you guys that I learned from this is that know your self-worth. Don't let people play around with your heart. And one good thing came out of this heartbreak is the fact that I grew as a person. And not only that, but I got in the habit of being healthy, which is still something I do to this day. My second heartbreak wasn't really something official, but I mean, it's still something that happened. Like this girl was not my girlfriend. She was pretty much just a friend, a coworker. My next two are coworkers. Oh my gosh. So this second girl, she was really cool. She was really sweet. But I just started to develop like this crush on her and I just slowly started to talk to her. The problem was that in the job, we had other male coworkers, and sometimes I felt like she was getting along better with the other guys, but at the same time, she was like sending me like these mixed signals where it's like I felt like I had to ask her out. So I was a little bit confused. And then there was this point where I did actually ask her out, and then she told me that she would think about it. And now looking back at it, I feel like that was like the biggest red flag right there. Every time someone says, you know what, let me think about it, it's most likely a no. I left it at that and I thought everything was going to be fine. And I mean, everything was fine. We were still friends. But then came the next day at night and she texted me. She said that she wasn't ready for a relationship or that she was still trying to get over her past relationship, which is kind of fair. I don't really blame her. Like if she's not ready or if maybe that was just an excuse, oh well. Or what the second breakup taught me was that we shouldn't take things too serious. We should ultimately always be ready to face rejection. And yeah, I was a little bummed out, but this was easy to get over. Now, this third and last relationship before I actually got with my wife, this one, I feel like I took it a lot harder than the second one, but obviously not as hard as the first one. So this second one, like I said, it was another coworker. I would say don't date your coworkers. Please just avoid it at all costs. But this second coworker was kind of a different story. You know, she got hired and she was all cool. She was a year older than me. So I was 20 and she was 21 at the time. But to make this long story short, we went out on a couple dates. She pretty much told me the same thing as the second girl, that she didn't feel ready, which is kind of weird because all these girls were giving me mixed signals. Like this third one, she told me that I never text her. So that was a clear invitation for me to ask her out or something. And what I learned from this third one, and I feel like it taught me that sometimes the things that you think you want aren't really the things you need. So at that time, I really wanted a girlfriend. But I guess through that experience, it taught me that that wasn't what I needed right now. And I told myself, Tony, just focus on yourself. And the perfect girl is going to come when you least expect it. And ever since then, I just started focusing on myself. And all of that was well worth it because in 2020, I started talking to my now wife. And I just thank God that he sent me the girl that was right for me. So if my wife is listening to this video, I love you so much. And if you enjoyed this video, YouTube is going to recommend another video that it knows that you will like. So go ahead and click on it and I'll see you guys there.
We hit 10 subscribers. Whoa! I am so happy that I hit this milestone. Just 5 days ago, I made a video about hitting 1 subscriber, and that was on June 19. And now it's June 25, and I cannot believe I hit 10 subscribers. Like, it felt like just yesterday I started the channel and I had 0 subscribers, but now I'm at 10. And that means 10 of you beautiful people have subscribed. And honestly, I would say give yourself a pat in the back because you guys have subscribed to one of the best channels on here. Because this channel is just pretty much my journey on YouTube. It's going to be authentic. It's going to be genuine. And honestly, it's going to be very fun. Now, like I said in my last videos, if you guys want your comment to be featured on my video, then go ahead and just comment. Then you need to be subscribed because YouTube has this feature where I could see my subscribers' comments. And if you're not subscribed, I'm not going to be able to see your comment. But I just cannot believe it took 6 days for me to reach 10 subscribers. Honestly, I am so happy seeing that number. And yeah, this video is going to serve as a 10 subscriber special. And I know a lot of you guys might still be saying, a 10 subscriber special? Bro, that's only 10 subscribers. Look at Markiplier with over 20 million and you're over here happy about 10? Yeah, I'm here happy about 10. And to kind of just celebrate this 10 subscriber special, I'm going to be giving myself a Q&A. So if you want to hear my thoughts, we'll sit back and relax. So the first question is, Tony, how old are you? I know a lot of people are probably wondering how old am I? So I'm 28 years old. I know, I'm old. Oh my goodness, guys, please stop. You guys don't have to keep telling me that I'm old. But yeah, I'm 28 years old. I was born in 1998. What does that make me? Gen Z? Millennial? No, I don't think I'm a millennial. Or who knows? Maybe I am. But yeah, it's crazy to think that I'm almost about to hit 30. Oh my goodness. Felt like just yesterday I was 22 years old when I started YouTube. Now I'm about to be 30. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm 28. Next question. What motivated me to start YouTube? Oh my goodness. I mean, this one is kind of quite simple and straightforward. I think what motivated me to start YouTube was just the fact that I realized that I did not want to work for a corporate job my whole life or for another company. I pretty much wanted to be my own boss and have the creative freedom to express myself and do things that I like and get paid for it. Honestly, I think that's one of the best things about being a YouTuber is that you could pretty much just do whatever you want, build an audience, and then all of a sudden now you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, it's not that simple as I've learned, but it's definitely possible with YouTube. And that's what motivated me to start YouTube as a career, is to be able to build a fan base or build a community where I could make an impact and start earning money. And honestly, I just really hate having a regular job. Like, that's just me. I know there's some people out there that really take pride in their job, and that's completely fine. But for me, like, I just hate waking up at a certain time because, oh, I have to be at this specific place and I need to clock in and then I need to follow rules. It's like, no, I want to be able to follow my own rules and make my own plans. So yeah, that's what motivated me to start YouTube. Question number 3. Tony, what is your favorite color? My favorite color is actually red. I love red. And no, it's not because I'm a psychopath. No, I love red because growing up as a kid, I was always a Mario fan. You guys know Mario? You know that let's go. Yeah, that guy, that plumber. Yes, growing up, I was the number one Mario fan. And since his whole theme is associated with the color red, I pretty much ended up liking the color red. So yeah, that's the backstory of why I like the color red. Question numero cuatro. What's your favorite type of food? So this question, I have a lot of mixed feelings because there's a lot of food that I like and I really enjoy. When I was a kid, I would always love spaghetti with cheese. You guys know that queso cotija, right? That shredded powdered cheese, kind of like that. And I would enjoy getting a big old bowl of spaghetti and then putting a bunch of cheese on it. Oh my goodness, that was my comfort food as a child. But I think right now, if there was one food that I could eat for the rest of my life and have no complaints on, would be this Mexican dish called chilaquiles. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. And for all of you guys that don't know what chilaquiles are, it's pretty much just triangle-shaped tortillas fried up, mixed with a good sauce, like a good chile verde sauce, something like that. And then I guess you could add some ground beef to make it a little better. And then you just put like some sour cream, some cheese on top, and oh my goodness, I feel like I could eat that every single morning. It's usually considered a breakfast dish, but for me, oh my goodness, give me that any time of day and I will demolish a big old plate of that. So I guess you could say that's my favorite dish to eat right now. But this is where it gets kind of complicated because I'm a very healthy person. And for a lot of you guys that know, tortilla isn't really the healthiest option. It's pretty much just carbs. And then you fry it, oh my gosh, it just makes it terrible. So I don't really eat chilaquiles, but like I said, if I was given the freedom to eat whatever I want, that would be the dish. Next question. Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out? Chick-fil-A. Next question. What are my favorite hobbies? Well, let me actually give you 3 hobbies that I like. So the first one is playing instruments. I love playing instruments. The main instrument that I really like to play is the piano. I know a little bit of music theory, so I know my chords, I know my scales. And honestly, I've been playing the piano for more than 10 years. And then I'm a self-taught drummer as well. I'm not the best drummer, but I know how to keep a rhythm going. I know how to play a little bit of the bass, and I also know the guitar. Not to an expert level, but hey, I know chords. My second hobby would be exercising. Even though that's something that we should be doing on a regular basis, I like to work out because it's a really good pastime, honestly. And the third hobby that I like to do is making YouTube videos. There's just some satisfaction I get from editing my videos, recording my videos, posting my videos. It truly is a very good passion. Now, the very last question, and I think this one is going to require a little bit of thinking on my part, but I think it's very interesting. And this last question is, what would my dream life look like? So I don't even know where to start. So first of all, my dream life would be me, my wife, and the 4 kids that we plan on having. We already have 1 son, so that means we have 3 to go. And ideally, I would like to have 2 sons and 2 daughters. And in this dream life, me and my wife would be living in a big ranch house because my wife loves farm animals. She loves horses. She loves goats. I don't know if she wants chickens. I'll ask her. But ultimately, I would love to live in a place where it has like a big yard. It's a nice house. That way my wife could have all the farm animals that she wants. Maybe a couple dogs. A very nice, calm, and peaceful place for my kids to grow up in. And then also I would love to have my family like in a back house. Like a big backyard where I could build 2 or 3 houses for my family, for my sister, for my wife's family. That way we could all be close together, but still have our own separate properties. And obviously part of this dream life is me being a YouTuber. That way I could be the provider, the sustainer for all of them. Because one of my dreams is to retire my whole family, like my wife, my mom, my dad, everyone, like I'm talking about everyone. And I know that seems like such a far-fetched dream, but it's something that's really deep down inside my heart that I feel like I need to accomplish. And I know I just got a little personal, but yeah, that's what my dream life looks like. I don't worry so much about material stuff, like whether I have a Tesla or whether I have a 1997 Honda Accord. I'll be happy with whatever. My main priority is just making sure my family is taken care of. And yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much for 10 subscribers. It would mean the world to me if you guys liked, commented, and subscribed. And like I've said in my other videos, I'm gonna be doing a subscriber special for every milestone. So the next one is 100 subscribers. So let's hit 100 subscribers. And YouTube is going to do something really cool. It's going to recommend a video that it knows that you're going to like. So go ahead and click on it and I'll see you guys there. I am so glad the sneaker culture died. It's honestly one of the best things that has ever happened. Welcome back, everybody, to another video. Sit back and relax and let's talk about the sneaker culture. So for all of you guys that have been living under a rock, the sneaker culture was pretty much a culture where shoes were being priced very, very high. And I'm talking about like crazy expensive. And I completely understand that up to this day, there are still some shoes that are very expensive, but it is just not the same as it was 5 years ago. So back in 2020 or 2021, I vividly remember this. The Air Jordan 1s and the Dunks, and pretty much a lot of the Jordans, were the heavy hitters when it came to the sneaker culture. There would be people reselling them for a higher price than retail. And obviously because they want to make their profits, right? But I remember it being so active. Like for myself, I used to work at a shoe store. And whenever there was a release for like a Jordan 1, kid you not, guys, there'll be a line of people outside and they'll be wanting to buy 2 pairs, 3 pairs. It is just so crazy how that was a thing. Like, I don't know how much the Jordan 1 Chicagos go for right now, but pretty much with all these re-releases and with the overstock of Jordans, I don't know how much that shoe has lost its value. But for you guys that don't know what the Jordan 1 Chicago is, it is pretty much the shoes that Miles Morales has in the Spider-Man universe. It's like the best colorway in Jordan 1s. It's that red and white with the black Nike swoosh. You guys know what I'm talking about. But that one, I remember for a point, it was going for over like $1,500 for a pair. That is absurd. Who is gonna pay that much for a shoe? And then I remember the Jordan 4. I don't know if it's called the Black Cats or the Cements or the Cookies and Cream. I don't know. But those were also very popular. And then don't get me started on the Nike Dunks. Oh my gosh. I remember in 2021, the Panda Dunks were like the new Air Forces. Everyone had them. Everyone, kid you not, had them. People were paying $400 for a pair of Panda Dunks. And that is one of the shoes that I just did not like because it was so overrated. It was so overused. I hated those shoes with a passion. Every time I would see them, I'll just cringe. And yeah, people were paying these reselling prices. And it was so hard to get a pair for retail because Nike would drop the shoes and instantly all the sizes will be sold out to all these backdooring people, to all of these bots that are just buying the pairs. And then don't get me started on the whole Yeezys. The whole Yeezy line was another shoe that was getting a lot of popularity. Like you would literally see them on everyone's feet. And those, oh my gosh, those were expensive as well. And the thing about Yeezys is that you really couldn't find those at the shoe stores. It was pretty much on the websites. And your chances on actually getting a pair on the website is pretty much small. I think you have a greater ability to fly over the Eiffel Tower than getting a pair of Yeezys. And I will be a total hypocrite if I didn't tell you guys that I was also trying to get into the shoe reselling. I did it for a while. I got some shoes and I was actually making like a notebook list to track my spending and to track my profits. And I did that for a while. And if I'm being honest, I made like a good $500 in profit. Not to brag or anything, right? But I wouldn't really get the expensive shoes. I would pretty much just get a regular Jordan 1 mid or a Jordan 1 low and just resell it at a higher price and people actually bought it. Nowadays, if you go to a shoe retailer, you're gonna see all of these Jordan 1s, all of these Jordan 4s, all of these Dunks that are just sitting there, even going on clearance. And that is a great sign that the sneaker culture is dying. And it also has to do with the fact that people are moving on to a different type of sneaker or shoe, like the whole dad shoe trend. Everyone is wearing dad shoes or trainers or runners. It's all about the Hokas. It's all about the Asics. It's all about the New Balances now. We're in the bulky shoe era now. And honestly, I really enjoy this era because for the most part, they are comfortable shoes. I remember I'll be trying to get into the Jordan 1s and they'll hurt my feet. But in my mind, I was like, they're popular. I need to wear them, but they'll hurt my feet so much that I would just want to take them off. And now with my New Balances, I'm pretty much comfy all day. So I'm super glad that the expensive sneaker culture died. Now I feel like it just shifted into a new style, which honestly is not bad because people are not going around reselling these New Balances and these Hokas. They're pretty much overstocked and you're always going to find a pair that you like. Unless you want to get a very specific shoe that is a collaboration with another shoe or a specific colorway, I feel like those are going to be a little pricey. But for the most part, you could just walk into your local Foot Locker and get a Hoka or get a New Balance. They're gonna have it. It's there. And sometimes I wonder how all of the shoe resellers that were popular back then, I wonder how they're doing now. I wonder if they're still in business. Because there was a lot of shoe reselling stores that would just focus on reselling those high-end shoes. I'm talking about like the very expensive Jordan 4s, kind of like the hype beast stores that would sell Supreme, Bape, Kith. Some of those stores even went out of business. So now that the market's kind of gone, I wonder what they're going to do, because no one is going to go out there buying their expensive shoes. That's just not the way it is right now. And if you guys have any opinions, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And if you're subscribed, I'm going to be able to see your comment and feature it in the beginning of my videos. So I would really urge you guys to subscribe and comment. And YouTube is going to do something really cool. It's going to recommend a video that it knows that you're going to like. So go ahead and click on it and I'll see you guys there. Why are phones taking over our lives? It's almost like they're consuming us. And it's just crazy to think that. With how technology has grown over time, it's crazy how much we depend on technology. So welcome back, everybody, to today's episode. We're going to be talking about how the phones are taking over our lives. And I wanted to talk about this because every time I drive and I glance at another driver, they're either on their phone, they're on a phone call, or something. And obviously, I'm not perfect. I've done that as well. And if you're a cop listening to this, you do the same thing. You guys have a big old laptop right there. And I wanted to talk about this because it is very interesting. What is it that we cannot leave our phones for 1 second? Why is it something that's so addictive that even while we're driving, we have to be on Instagram or something? And when we use our phones while driving, sometimes it's not even for something important. Like, I get it if you need to make a phone call and it's urgent, or maybe you're lost and you need to look for the GPS. But sometimes people are driving and they're on Instagram, they're on TikTok, and they're scrolling. They're doom scrolling while they're driving. But why is that? Why is that such a problem in this generation? And it's a no-brainer that phones are addictive, right? You have pretty much everything on it. You have your whole music selection, you have videos to watch on YouTube, you have pictures to like, you have TikToks to scroll through. It's pretty much the all-in-one package to a good entertainment system. And this does not only apply to driving, but think about it. Everywhere you go, people are glued to their phones. You go to a restaurant, the whole family of 4 that's sitting in the corner, they're on their phones. You go to someone's house and the kids are glued to their iPad. You're at the break room at your job and every single person that's there is on their phone. They're not even communicating. What's going on here? What's wrong with today's society? It's almost like we lost our ability to communicate with people. And sometimes I think about this all the time. Like back then, when phones weren't really a thing, people would communicate on a regular basis. They would say good morning, they'll say what's up, they'll make small talk because that's all you could do. Nowadays, it's like, I don't need to make small talk, I'll just doom scroll on my Instagram. And I feel like slowly we're starting to lose that habit or that ability to communicate with people because we would rather just stare at a screen and just be in our own little world. So why is it that we cannot leave our phones? And like I said earlier, technology is pretty much part of our lives. Like, you go home and your phone connects to Wi-Fi. You turn on the light switch, that's technology. You have a TV? Cool, that's technology too. You're working on your school paper? Cool, I'm sure you're using a laptop or a computer, that's technology. We're so dependent nowadays on technology that it is just crazy. I guess you could say a phone is part of ourselves because everything that defines you is on your phone. Why do you think sometimes other people are scared when you grab their phone? Are they hiding something? Are they embarrassed about something? You could pretty much also say that a phone is a gateway to someone's life and thoughts. And that is also something scary, that pretty much everything is inside of our phones. Everything. Photos, emails, phone numbers, pictures, our passwords, our data. And yeah, I would just say if you're using your phone while you're driving, okay, like, be safe. Obviously, don't do it, but be safe. And please don't do it. I'm just saying this as a disclaimer because I don't want you guys to think I'm okay with using it. Like, for the most part, what I do is I put on a playlist, I put on a long podcast, and I set it to the side. I don't really doom scroll while I drive. But yeah, if you guys have any opinions, let me know in the comments. And also, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one and have a great day.
If your video has 0 views, honestly, you should still be happy that you posted it. I feel like a lot of the times in social media, we get bummed out when our videos or even our pictures don't get 100 likes or 100 views or 10,000 views. Has social media really taught us that we need validation from a lot of people to feel fulfilled or feel happy? And I say this because sometimes I post videos and I look at them and I'm like, man, it only got 6 views or 10 views or even 200 views, and I feel bummed out. But that's because I compare it to channels like Mr. Beast or other big YouTubers that get millions of views in 1 hour. And I'm over here looking at the video that I think is going to be a banger, and sometimes it only gets 20 views, and I'm like, man, this sucks. But if you really think about it, imagine if there were 20 people in front of you looking at your video or looking at you. That is 20 people. That is still a decent audience, that are listening to your video, listening to your topic. Why do we feel the need to hit over 100,000 views? I'm not saying that that's bad, right? Don't get me wrong. I would love for my videos to get 100,000 views, but sometimes I feel like social media has really painted this picture where if your video does not do well, it means you're worthless. And no, just because your video hits 20 views does not mean you yourself as a person are worthless. You are a human being. You have a lot of value that you could provide to this whole YouTube space. So just because you don't get a lot of views does not mean necessarily that your topic is terrible. Maybe you just are not that good at presenting a YouTube topic or a YouTube video. Maybe you just need some work in how to record or how to speak. That's not bad. That does not mean that your topic is terrible. It just means that you need more practice in this craft of being a presenter, of being a YouTuber. So it does not matter if your video gets 1 view, 2 views, 20 views. I think if you're happy with the video that you recorded, that should be what's most important. I think it's important that you like your video. It should be important only to you. And I really hate how social media is molding society, because nowadays you look at Instagram, you look at Snapchat, you look at even YouTube, and all these successful people are over here flaunting their designer bags, their designer products, their Lamborghinis. What are we teaching the next generation? That their life is only meaningful or worth something if they have all these designer brands? Like sometimes kids nowadays, they all have like the latest iPhone, because I guess if they have a Nokia phone, they're gonna instantly get joked on. And kids nowadays have like the latest shoes, they have designer jackets, they have designer backpacks, bags, because that's what social media has told them is valuable, that we need to be pretty much like walking billboards to all of these companies and designers in order for us to feel socially accepted. And that's one thing that I really do not like about social media, is the fact that they tell us if we don't have these things, we are no use to society. Because how many times have we been embarrassed that we don't have designer brands? How many times do we show up to a function or to a potluck or to a gathering and we see all these people with their Gucci shoes, with their Gucci jackets, with their Louis Vuitton bags, and we're over here stuck with, like let's just say, for example, like our Target bag. They both serve the same thing. A Louis Vuitton bag and a Target bag, they serve the same thing. They serve the same purpose. You're just carrying your phone, your keys, your wallet. What does it matter? In reality, if you think about it, the person that spent over $1,000 on the Louis Vuitton bag is, what can I say, is a little bit dumber, because they're spending 100 times more for something that could cost you $20 at Target. It's like saying, imagine we go to Walmart and we want to go buy some eggs. Are we going to go and get the eggs that cost 20,000 or the eggs that cost $2? They both are going to be eaten by the end of the day. So what does it matter if I spend $20,000? I think the only thing that I feel like people care about is the flaunting, right? The pride. Oh yes, I'm able to afford this, and I'm look at me, I'm spending $20,000 on this bag. I feel like that is a very bad mindset that social media is trying to engrave in our heads, that the fact that because we spend so much money on a specific item, it means that we ourselves as humans have more value. And that is just not how it is. It does not matter if you have a 20,000 designer bag, but you're living a poor life and you're behind on your rent. It does not matter if you have a $20,000 Louis Vuitton bag and you're walking around with, with ripped underwear. Like that's just a very bad mentality that social media is trying to portray to us. So going back to the topic about getting 0 views, you honestly should be okay with it. I think what matters is, like I said earlier, is if you're happy. If you're happy and you're excited every single morning about getting up and creating content that you love to create and only 2 people watch, hey, the only 2 people that watched are your true audience. Don't worry about what other people think about you. Don't worry about if your videos get 100,000 views. Don't worry about that. It should matter that you are passionate about what you do. And honestly, if you found this video and this video is resonating with you, let me know in the comments, your story, what you're going through, what you're dealing with. I really want to connect with true and authentic, genuine people. I don't care if there's 10,000 people that want fast clickbaitable videos. If that's you and you're like, man, this video is not for me, and you click away, okay, you are not the audience that I'm trying to attract. I want to attract true people that want to just really do this for the passion that they feel inside of them. Because I truly want to be a YouTuber, and this is going to take a lot of sweat and maybe even tears and a lot of restless nights to try to, get my videos out. But I think it's going to be well worth it in the end. Once I see, my first YouTube paycheck, when I get my first YouTube paycheck, I am going to be like the happiest guy in this whole world, because I've been doing YouTube for 6 years already. 6 long years have passed by already, and I have not been monetized. But I know that by the end of 2026, I'm going to try to make it my goal to get monetized. So if you guys want to be part of the journey, go ahead and subscribe. There's a lot of people out there that make it seem like YouTube is easy. They pretty much just shove it in your face like, oh, look at my video. It got 20,000 views in the first week. It's so easy, guys. And then they flaunt their monetization and they're like, look, guys, I made 20 grand this month. You guys could do it too. It's easy. Just buy my course in the description. Bro, all these people, they just want to sell you a course. There is hardly any genuine people on this platform. It's hard to find someone that's genuine and really just wants to help you out. A lot of people are just like, buy my course, buy this, and I'll show you exactly the rubric, the step-by-step on how I made it and this and that. And you too can be a full-time YouTuber. Like, they try to sell you this fake dream. It's a dream, but this dream is going to require a lot of hard work. And through these videos, I'm going to be documenting my whole process. I think it'll be a really cool idea for me to show you guys my analytics by being the most transparent as I can, answering your guys' questions as well while I talk over gaming videos. Because playing video games has always been a very, very peaceful part of my childhood. Just going into my room, playing some Mario Brothers, playing some Mario Kart. I remember those were the fondest memories in my childhood. I don't know how many of you guys actually played video games, but for all of you gamers, you guys know the feeling of just playing video games every single day. You're pretty much only going to be seeing me playing video games, whether it's video games on my computer or just me playing my Nintendo Wii or something. I do want to get a capture card. That way I could actually record my Wii gameplay. I think that'll be really cool to record my gameplay and playing the favorite games that I love to play. And if you guys don't know what to record, honestly, I'm on the same boat. Sometimes there's like moments where it's like, man, what topic do I talk about? What am I going to say? I think it's important to just get into a flow state where you could just talk and ramble about whatever it is that you want to do. Before I even started recording this video, I'm right here sitting down in my computer and I'm like, okay, what can I talk about? What is something that's near and dear to my heart that I would like to share with my audience? And I thought about it and I thought about it, and I remember seeing a video covering the same topic. So I'm not stealing the topic. I just took inspiration and I just wanted to give my insights about, that it really does not matter if you just get 0 views on your videos. It really doesn't matter. As long as you're happy doing it, I think that's all that matters. And don't be afraid to go a little bit off topic. If you're just talking for a long time, it's very hard to stay in topic for a good amount of time. It's just what naturally happens. Even when you're with your friends, at the coffee shop, you guys are going to talk about something, but then it slowly starts to graduate to another type of topic. That's okay. A lot of people, they get paralyzed in the way that they're planning a video, because they're like, okay, I need to talk about this topic for 30 minutes straight. No, I think people don't mind if you go off topic, as long as obviously that you're engaging and that you show like a very good magnetic personality. I think people are just going to be inclined to hear you out, because it's like they want to hear how your mind is, what you think about, whatever it is, whatever topic that you're talking about. So don't be afraid to go a little bit off topic. Obviously, start off the video with, the actual title that you planned out, like how I started this video with the 0 views and everything. But as you keep talking, don't be afraid to introduce little side stories, little, maybe a joke here and there. As long as you're just talking about whatever it is that you want to talk about, ultimately, I think it's fine. I think people don't really care, because, a lot of people are just used to hearing videos while they're working out, while they're at their job, while they're waiting in line at Carl's Jr. I feel like people just sometimes put on videos because it's like a white noise for them. And if you really enjoyed this video, I'm sure YouTube is going to show you another video that you're really going to enjoy. So I'll see you there. Can we talk about the Shrek 5 trailer real quick? So when the first teaser trailer first came out, everyone was shocked because the animation looks so different from the first 4 movies. And everyone was so excited seeing that Shrek 5 was gonna come out. But everyone got mixed feelings when they saw the trailer to the 5th movie. Now, if I'm being honest, I do have to agree. The animation looks so different. It looks so different that it doesn't even feel like a Shrek 5 movie. It lost that vibe. And I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, Tony, it's just an animation. It's not that deep. But honestly, if the first 4 movies have the same style, why are you going to change it? It completely destroys the continuity. Like, think about The Incredibles. The Incredibles 1 came out a long time ago, and when the second one came around, the style did not change. The animation just got updated, but the style did not change. Like, have you guys even seen Fiona? I think she looks way uglier in this animation. And Donkey looks a little weird too. It doesn't even feel like it's Donkey. And then apparently people said that on Twitter, they guessed the original plot. So that's why DreamWorks had to postpone the movie. I think that's actually quite hilarious. I think that's actually cap. I don't really think they guessed the plot. I think they just postponed the movie for other reasons. But I don't think it's because someone guessed the plot on Twitter. And it's funny that you can tell the demographic of the people that are going to watch the movie. It's going to be all the people that grew up in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. The kids born in 2010, they're not going to care about the animation because they did not grow up with the other movies. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, let's bust a Sonic on them, which pretty much means how they ended up bullying the Sonic movie, that they changed his whole appearance. And honestly, I feel like we should do the same thing, but I feel like at this point it's already too late. I honestly think they should have just stuck to the original animation and the way the whole movie looked. They should have just left the animation how it was. I don't even know why they ended up changing it. And I think I will eventually watch the movie because, I mean, I've watched all the other 4 movies. It only makes sense to get updated with the lore of Shrek by watching this 5th installment. And if you guys are going to watch Shrek 5, let me know in the comments and let me know what you're expecting from this movie. Are you guys expecting it to flop, or are you guys expecting it to actually be a good movie? I honestly think the story is going to be a little trash, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. And can we talk about Toy Story 5? That movie is going to be out by the end of this month. And honestly, that story also looks kind of whack to me. A lot of people have questions like, how did Woody find them? I think we're going to know as soon as we see the movie, because in Toy Story 4, they made it this whole thing that Woody was going to separate from the group, and it kind of defeats the whole purpose now because he's back. And now they're up against a tablet. Oh my goodness. This new era of technology has really taken over the movies. It's kind of funny because in every single movie now, they include technology because it's such a huge part of life that now it's just normal to include it in movies. Like back then, it was sci-fi, it was tech, it was like, oh my goodness, look at these robots and these AI robots taking over the world. Now it's actually reality. There's AI robots across the globe. Like just recently when I saw Zootopia 2, the fact that they included that influencer, that gopher, whatever it is, it's just crazy to me that technology is now a modern thing in movies. They include influencers and social media in movies now. Has originality really died off? Like when you come to think of it, all the movies that are coming out, they're pretty much either reruns, sequels upon sequels, remakes, live action adaptations. There's hardly any original movies nowadays. And it's because nostalgia is a great factor when it comes to movies. The producers and the directors and the companies, they know what works, and they pretty much release these movies that we're all used to because they know people are going to come back to them. Like I recently just saw the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer as well, and that movie is obviously going to sell, in my estimation, over $1 billion. I can already guess it because it's such a long-awaited movie. Ever since the last movie, when we saw Toby, Andrew with Tom Holland, we were kind of left on a cliffhanger. Like, what is Peter gonna do now that nobody knows him? And that was a couple years back. Now it's the fourth movie. We're all eager to see what happens. And there's a big fan base when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this movie, I know it's gonna generate over $1 billion. Tom Holland is gonna be one rich guy after this. Well, he was already a rich guy. But yeah, I think nostalgia is a really big factor. But yeah, I'm eager to see what Donkey's kids are going to look like. Are they going to look exactly like him, but with wings now? I wonder how my boy Pinocchio is going to look like. And did anybody see that scene with Gingy? My boy was caked up. Oh my goodness. I can't believe they actually included that in the trailer. This is a kid's movie, by the way. And then somehow they were in prison. Donkey was singing Roxanne or something like that. But overall, I'm not a big fan of the animation change. I think they should have just stuck with what worked and please the audience that have been waiting for this movie. And if you guys think I'm over exaggerating, just let me know in the comments. And YouTube is going to recommend a video that it knows that you will like as well. So I'll see you guys there. God bless.
This is probably a hot take, but the whole gambling app epidemic needs to stop. Like, what the heck are we doing now? Are we really promoting gambling to every single person on this planet? Like, I guarantee you, even kids nowadays are gambling on these apps. And just to name a few, Polymarket, Kalshi, DraftKings, FanDuel, like when did this even become popular? Nowadays, everyone is gambling, and a lot of people make it seem like it's easy money and it's free money. We're pretty much teaching kids nowadays, and people who in the past were not even gamblers, we're teaching everyone to just gamble and just waste your money on these applications. Like when I first found out that you could gamble on apps, like through sport events, like, oh, for example, if LeBron James decides to cook a turkey on the finals, you're going to get $200. Or if a sports commentator says the word chicken jockey, you will get $300. It's pretty much placing bets, but I feel like they hide gambling under the word bet. And oh, you're making this bet, and oh, you're making this bet. It's gambling. And why did this become popular? Why is it so popular nowadays? And obviously, I understand that you can make money, right? You could turn $15 into $200. That's possible. Now, it's not a reoccurring situation. I know a lot of people might think, oh, I'm gonna get $200 every single day if I just place my bets. But no, that's obviously not how it works. Gambling is pretty much taking a risk. You lose money, you win money. You have good days, you have bad days. I just don't like how it's pretty much a trend nowadays. And all the YouTubers are promoting it. I look at a bunch of my YouTube shorts, a lot of my Instagram reels, a lot of TikToks. And while they're doing their videos, they're promoting the gambling websites, the gambling apps. Like in the middle of their video, they'll just pull out their phone and then they'll start doing some bets. And then they'll continue with the video. Obviously like a promotion. Like for example, one of these TikToks that I saw, you know, like those comedy shorts where they pretend to buy crazy stuff at the checkout and you have that moving revolver that's slowly going to the cashier and it's people buying crazy stuff, like I guess to simulate that they're gonna murder someone. They buy like a hammer, some bags, some bleach, some gloves, and they're just pretty much trying to get the reaction of the cashiers. And while they're doing that, they pull out their phone and they're on Polymarket, they're on DraftKings, and they're placing bets. I don't know how much these companies are paying them to promote their apps, but I'm sure it's a lot of money because they're doing it. But at what cost, right? At what cost? Because sure, you might be getting 20 grand and that is a lot of money, but you're going to be promoting gambling to kids. Like the money, it's there, but at what cost? You're pretty much teaching bad morals to people. And honestly, the way this is going, I think it's just going to get worse. It's pretty much getting people addicted to the dopamine of getting quick and fast money. When honestly, that just shouldn't be the case. You no longer have to go to a casino. You could just open up your phone and the gambling and the addiction is right there. So I don't even know when this stuff became popular. I just know it's not good. And I feel like it's just training people to waste their money on bets. And there's a lot of people that are going to lose their life savings because of this. Because for the most part, there are just some people that lightly use the app. They'll just say, oh, I just need $20 this week and I'll just place the bets and that's it. But there's people that actually get addicted and they place bets upon bets upon bets until they end up losing their whole paycheck. And that is slowly ruining the lives of these people while making these big corporations richer and richer. So stop gambling altogether. It's not a good habit. It's not a good addiction. Go out there and get addicted to running. Do something fun and productive. Don't waste your time gambling. And if any of the gambling apps are hearing this, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And yeah, hopefully this video gets sucked into the algorithm. That way everyone could hear this. And YouTube is going to do something cool. It's going to recommend a video that it knows you're going to like. So go ahead and click on it and I'll see you guys there.